The Simple Christmas bundle includes 3 products. It has the 4x6 stamp set, the coordinating dies, and then a stencil pack. Now, this was born out of a need to create some clean and simple cards. I love a really good clean and simple card, and I wanted to create some stamps that would give me some good sized elements to work with. So the 4x6 stamp set has 4 different greetings, a bunch of different images, and everything's really, really clean and simple. Over in the dies, the coordinating dies, every single image is cut out except for the 2 snowflakes, and that's because I have a whole suite of snowflake products in another bundle, and so I wanted to cut down on the amount of dies that are in the set just to keep the cost down a little bit. So most all of the images can be cut out using the dies. And then in the stencil pack, there's actually 6 stencils. You can see an example of them all on the back here. It's essentially 3 stencils that are big, bold, and clean, simple. So this one does the full Merry Christmas. We have a snowflake. You can see the snowflake there. And then there's a good sized Christmas tree. I've also included 3 patterns. We have a nice sort of plaid. We have a small intricate diamond pattern, and then some diagonal stripes. I did want to mention with this stencil in particular, because there's a lot of area where the stencil could like move around, I found it easiest to use this stripe stencil when I put a little bit of pixie spray on the back. Pixie spray is a very low tack adhesive that is meant for stencils. You can apply it to the back, and it just gives a tiny bit of grip to the back of the stencil so it holds onto your project. And you can use the stencil multiple times after applying the pixie spray. I would say I could probably get upwards of 4 uses until I need to spray it again with some more pixie spray. So let's look at some cards that I made using the Simple Christmas bundle. That's the stamps, the dies, and the stencils. First up, I have a really clean and simple red and gold card. I used the plaid stencil for the pattern in the background, and then I stamped all the little individual elements as well as the greeting and heat embossed in gold, and then I die cut the tree. So you don't have to use the die with the stamp. You can use it on its own, and it's still plenty tree-like for the shape. This is a 1-layer card where I did the diagonal stencil at the bottom, stamped everything else up here, and then I used some colored pencils to color in the leaves and berries. Here's another very clean and simple card. I used that really large greeting stencil, and then I also stenciled over in the same colors using that diagonal or diamond pattern, using the diamond pattern. This card has that diagonal stencil in the background plus the snowflake stencil. I've also used the Merry Christmas stamp from the stamp set and the coordinating die. This card uses the plaid stencil for a background. This card has the large Merry Christmas white heat embossed from the stamp set. The greeting from the stamp set fits perfectly inside one of the ornaments from the ornament stencil pack. And then this one might not be as obvious, but I used the stencil and penciled on the tree shape and then used scissors to cut it out. So I did use the tree stencil from the Simple Christmas stencil pack, but just used it in a different way. So this is the Simple Christmas bundle. Once again, it's the stamps, dies, and stencil pack.